If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 42 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game against Palermo, a side that, to be completely honest, we destroyed this time last season. In this, I think it was the away fixture actually as well. We actually smashed them 6-0 the first time we played them. So I was hoping for a repeat of that scoreline. We had the opening chance and Rodrigo went down there and I couldn't really tell whether it was a penalty or not because there was kind of two defenders between me and Rodrigo, or the camera angle and Rodrigo, and I couldn't really see whether they got anything on the ball or not. But the first chance went amiss, unfortunately. We're going to get a second one here with Shaqiri with a brilliant first time cross right onto the forehead of Mauro Icardi to power in the header to make it 1-0 after 13 minutes. The ball in was absolutely spectacular. You see from the replay the way it just arcs. First time as well, straight onto the head of the Argentinian striker, and this second angle shows you how good the header was as well. Just gliding away from the keeper right into the top corner. Brilliant header, and we are 1-0 in front. Great feat there from Freddy Guarin as well to skip past the challenge of the Palermo attacker or midfielder, and Icardi plays the ball over the top to him as well. 1-on-1 here, Freddy Guarin. I would have put money on him putting that away as well, but unfortunately, Viviano, the goalkeeper, as he stares me down, like literally stares straight down the lens of the camera with his arm in the air like, yep, I made that save. It's still only 1-0. And unfortunately, we have to continue with that scoreline until we have this chance here with Rodrigo cutting inside the box. Nice little Ronaldo chop. Completely spun around by the challenge. A definite penalty. And you'll see from the replay, not only was he hit once with the challenge from the initial defender, the second defender behind him almost grabbed him by the arm and spun him round as he was going down. See the Ronaldo top just inside here and he gets caught. And then you see the second defender almost grab him by the arm and the shoulder and spin him round even more. So I let Rodrigo take it out of sympathy really. And he's going to put it right into the top corner. Actually a very good penalty to make it Inter Milan 2, Palermo 0. And we seem to be cruising to victory here the same way we did against Palermo this time last season. Although the scoreline is slightly less, like we say. It was 6-0 in, I think it was only like our third or fourth game in charge here at Inter Milan, so pleased that we're still playing well against the side that we did well against last year, and clearly they did well enough to stay up. Obviously they were a new side in Serie A last year after being relegated a couple of seasons ago, but good save again from Viviano there. But then we get a second penalty in the game, literally straight on the brink of second half stoppage time. Yellow card for the defender and a pretty easy decision, to be completely honest. You'll see, again, it was this time Gökhan Torre coming down the right-hand side. Nice first touch, gets there ahead of the defender, and well, he's a good 2 feet behind the ball. Really not the best of challenges whatsoever. Rodrigo took it again, went to the other corner this time, just as good a penalty to make it Inter Milan 3, Palermo 0, and it may not be 6, but it's still all 3 points regardless. A brace from Rodrigo from the spot, and that rather exquisite header from Mauro Icardi give us a win from that one, and we'll push it into the 6th and final game of the Europa League group stage here at home, this time against Brøndby. Now, last time we played Brøndby, when we travelled to Denmark, we played out a rather boring first half that ended 0-0, and then just destroyed them in the second and won 4-0. So I was hoping for a consistent performance throughout the game here. We have won 5 from 5 so far in the Europa League, so hoping for a 100% record as we head into the knockout stages of this competition. Obviously, we won it last year, and it would be fantastic to try and retain that trophy, although the main aim this year is, of course, qualifying for the Champions League via a league finish for next season. Unfortunately, the new rule that is in effect this year in real life, where the winner of the Europa League qualifies for the next season's Champions League, isn't in effect in FIFA. So sadly, we only had to settle for Europa League football again this season. But obviously we're doing very well in Europe again this season, having played 5-1-5 in the group stage, and we'll try and make it 6 from 6 here if we possibly can. Brøndby didn't put up too much of a fight in the first leg, like we say. It was an even first half followed by a very, very one-sided second, but a decent save early on from their goalkeeper inside the opening 20 minutes or so keeps us out, and that was going to be a theme, I think, for the majority of this first half at least, similar to the first game. Safia Taider, though, with a very good shot that was well saved. saved. A lot of power behind that. Hasn't played too much first-team football this season, Tydale. I was hoping to try and get him to grow quite a bit whilst we got him back from his loan spell in the first season, but he's not really blossomed as I was hoping, and I'm not sure what to do with him in the upcoming transfer window, which actually will start in tomorrow's episode. We'll have a transfer targets video tomorrow. It's going to be a bit of an indifferent one, same as the one in the Cambridge series was, but Tydale here does get himself a goal. Brilliant shot, this time on his left foot rather than his right. Just too much power on it for the goalkeeper, and it did kind of flew over or next to a couple of defenders, so I think he was a bit cautious to dive just in case it took a deflection. So he goes through, actually it was a sliding defender and one of my strikers in between the goalkeeper and the ball, so he couldn't commit in case it took a deflection, and by the time he had the option to commit, it was already too late and the ball was past him. So we do finally get ourselves a 1-0 lead, and Mauro Icardi is going to rather timely make that 2-0 here just after the hour mark. A really nice turn, shows good strength to hold the defender off. I was trying to get it right into the bottom corner and drill it low. In actual fact, he just smashed it straight high into the centre of the goal, but I guess it doesn't matter in the end because it did end up going over the line and making it 2. So we are on course for a 100% record in the Europa League group stage, which is what we didn't achieve last year. I think we drew a couple of games, but we were undefeated, I think, in the group stage in the first season. But unfortunately, we weren't able to keep our clean sheet. Bernd Leno palming that one straight to their on-waiting striker to make it 2-1. Rather a bit of an over-celebration from Stuckler there in the 85th minute, because they did end up losing the game, unfortunately, for Brøndby, and they are now out of the competition. I believe it was Saint-Etienne that finished second in the group behind us. So ourselves and the French side will push into the knockout rounds, and we'll hope for an easier draw because we came top of the group. So fingers crossed we can get a decent draw in the knockout stages and push our way into the round of 16 past the round of 32. But as you can see, we currently still sit second in the table, now above Sassuolo with a game in hand. This is the game in hand. We're playing against Empoli. If we could get a win here, we could push within 2 points, I think it is, of Juventus, and obviously extend the gap between ourselves and Sassuolo in third. They are currently level on points with us, but they have played the extra game, as have Juventus at the top of the table. But Empoli are an indifferent side. They can cause a few problems, which they did last season, but also they can just kind of crumble, which they did last season. So I was hoping for a similar result to the one we got against Palermo, against what was a promoted side in the first season. We got a very heavy win against Palermo in the first year, and then a decent win in the second, and I was hoping for a decent win in this one. We got off to a brilliant start. The technique there from Marco Sal on his weaker left foot with a first time volleyed finish with the ball dropping over his shoulder was absolutely brilliant. See the ball come over here, and it shows it better in slow-mo from the next couple of replays as it just drops over his shoulder, just takes it in his stride, keeps it down as well. The technique is just next level. Over the top of the ball, rifles it into the floor, bounces in front of the keeper, which makes it even more difficult, and that makes it 1-0 to us as we head further into the first half. They're going to have a chance though, because the keeper kicks it out. We've committed a lot of men forward here, and our 3 at the back gets kind of exposed. Nice little back heel, which I wasn't expecting. Fernandao plays it through to Pucciarelli. Nice ball over the top, and after one good first time volley finish at one end, there's a decent first time volley finish at the other. Not quite as spectacular as Marco Sal's, but still a decent finish. So Empoli actually grabbed themselves an equaliser there, and they continued to be on top as we headed further into the first half. Leno this time again pushing the ball back out into danger, and it was mentioned in the comment section that either yesterday or the day before by a couple of people that Bernd Leno seems to be making a couple of mistakes for us recently, and he did start off his time here at Inter Milan very, very well indeed, but I think I have to agree that he has made a couple of dodgy mistakes over the past couple of episodes. So maybe we'll have to keep an eye on that and maybe give a couple of our lesser goalkeepers more of a chance in the first team in Carrizo and Bardi. But regardless, Dybala's going to try and get us a second goal here, but it can't quite as we hit the post in the 89th minute. And unfortunately, when we have the chance to close the gap at the top to 2 points, we're only able to muster a draw at home against Empoli, which is a decent result for them. They did fight very hard for that and defended very well. So as you can see, we are heading into the transfer window in the next episode, and we actually play the team that's right behind us, Sassuolo, in the first game in January. So it's going to be very important that we maximise potential in that game. But as you can see, 4 points behind Juventus. Our goal difference is vastly inferior to theirs, so we really do need to make sure we get above them on points if we want to finish top of the table. But we are solidly inside the Champions League spots, which is the initial aim this season, and we can of course pull further away from Sassuolo should we win that game against them in the next episode. But in the Friday's episode, we'll have a transfer targets video tomorrow. Like I say, not really too sure what we're looking for, but we'll have a closer look in the transfer targets video tomorrow. But that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching. As always, drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed. Of course, there will be a Career Mode Road to Glory episode later on tonight. And I'll be streaming Football Manager over on twitch.tv/ChesnoyGaming later on as well. So check the links in the description to my Twitch and to my Twitter. And I will see you later on this evening.